Second experiment is the compound pendulum. Just a minute. So, in the compound pendulum, our aim is to determine the natural frequency of the given compound pendulum. So, apparatus required is the bar, stopwatch and measuring tape. Okay, these are the formulas. So, the experimental frequency is given by 1 by T, radius of gyration is given by the formula T square GH divided by 4 pi square minus L square. So, effective length of the pendulum is given by K square plus H square by H. Okay. So, this is a tabular column. So, serial number, so length of the pendulum, then we have radius of gyration calculation, effective length, time period for 10 oscillation, time taken for 1 oscillation, and then experimental and theoretical frequencies. So, let us move to this experiment of the compound pendulum. See, earlier in simple pendulum, we had the weight is concentrated only on the bob. You can see the nylon thread, we just consider it as a massless, and the weight is concentrated only on the bob, and we just calculated the distance. The radius is from the pivot point to the bob. So, that was the radius of the rotation. Now, if you take the compound pendulum, the weight is distributed uniformly. It is not distributed at a single point as in case of the simple pendulum. Here, the weight is distributed evenly throughout the length of the bar. So, one such rectangular bar is taken, and so we just fit this. Sir, please try to fit this. Okay, and is allowed to oscillate. Here we have taken the distance, that is the center is at some point, say, marking is done. So, this is the center of the bar. So, from the center of the bar to the pivot point, you can have a look. This is the markings, the center of the rod to the pivot point. This distance is nothing but the h. Here we are talking about the h, distance h, length of the pendulum h. So, in this case we just calculate the length of the pendulum is 12.5 from the marking to the point. So, let us conduct the experiment. Now, it is fitted on the same frame as that of earlier. Okay. Now, the system is disturbed, an initial disturbance is given, and time taken for 10 oscillations is noted down. So, when you divide the whatever value by 10, we get the time taken for 1 oscillation, which is nothing but the time period. So, let us start. So, initially the stopwatch is set 0, and we just give the oscillation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. For time taken for 10 oscillations is noted down. Suppose say we get the value of 11 seconds. Okay. Fine. Once we get the values, we just calculate using the 11.81. Okay, fine. We'll just make a note. So, the length of the pendulum is nothing but 12.5, or we just convert this 0.125 meters. Okay. So, 0.125 meters, this is noted down. Okay. Calculate the radius of gyration K, which is nothing but square root of T square GH divided by 4 pi square minus H square. So, what is the T? Capital T is the time period. So, time period, suppose that the time taken for 10 oscillation is noted down. Suppose I take the value is nothing but 12.7. Suppose. Now, calculate the time period. So, time taken for 10 oscillation is 12.7. So, the time taken for 1 oscillation is going to be 12.7 by 10. So, this is nothing but the time period, which is 1.27. So, time period is 1.27. Now if you calculate k value, this is going to be 0.188. 0.188. This is the calculation of finding k, because we know h as well as t. So once radius of gyration is calculated, 0.188. Next we find the effective length. Effective length is nothing but k square plus h square by h. K square is 0.188 square plus h 0.125 square divided by 0.125. We are going to get an effective length. So the effective length is 0.408. So this is how we are going to calculate 0.408. Finally, we are going to find the frequency experimental, frequency theoretical. So frequency experimental or actual is very simple. It's nothing but reciprocal of time period. So we have already defined this. Reciprocal of time period is going to be the frequency. So we are having 1.27. Reciprocal of that is going to be the frequency 0.787. Experimental frequency is 0.787. Now if you calculate the theoretical frequency, we are going to get 1 by 2 pi square root of 9.81 divided by effective length, that is nothing but LE. Don't substitute h value, it is the effective length we are going to calculate 0.408. So the value for this is nothing but 9.81 divided by 0.408 divided by 2 pi 0.780. Okay, we are getting a value of 0.780. Understood this? How to calculate the experimental frequency and theoretical frequency of a compound pendulum. The particulars are length of the pendulum, which is nothing but the distance from pivot point to the center of the bar. Radius of gyration, calculated value using this expression. Effective length is again calculated, k square plus h square by h. Time taken for 10 oscillation, from the experimentation we get this is a time taken for 10 oscillation. Time period is nothing but divide this value by 10. So we are going to get 1.27. So suppose say time taken for 10 oscillation is small t, then we are going to get capital T is nothing but whatever small t divided by 10. This is going to be the capital T, time period for 1 second. So reciprocal of 1.27 is the frequency 0.787. Theoretical frequency is 0.780. Understood this? This is a working of a compound pendulum.